What's going on, folks? Stereotype here at PS3Addiction.com. We're coming at you with our very first video review of Army of Two, the 40th day for the PlayStation 3, of course. Let's talk a little bit about the game setup. Army of Two is always has been and always will be about multiplayer, especially the cooperative modes. Currently, this new game offers co-op both online and LAN party, as well as split screen. So there's a lot of different ways to play it, which is a service that's missing in a lot of games. As for other modes, there's also versus mode and extraction mode. Extraction, if you pre-ordered the game, you can play it right now. If not, you gotta wait a month. I'm not really going to talk about that aspect because it's more of a gimmick than anything else as far as we can tell. The multiplayer modes, there are 3 2-man teams that you go head-to-head with each other, and is very much geared towards cooperative, just as the campaign is. The difference is you're going basically as a team deathmatch or objective-based, capture the flag or plant the bomb type of scenario with your partner. So if you get down, you need to stick around close enough to take your partner with you, or to heal your partner in case he goes down, and vice versa. Same 2 characters are there, Rios and Salem. Really doesn't matter which one you play with, the game's going to go exactly the same. Now, in the campaign mode, which is what we're mainly going to talk about here, in campaign mode, there's a couple of new features. First of all is the ability to make major decisions in the game. It's more or less something that feels like they tried to implement it, but then forgot about it after it was in the game. Basically what it is you can either choose a positive or a negative decision based on the situation in the game, such as there's a big white tiger in one of the later levels. You can choose to shoot the tiger and end it right there, and you get some negative karma, or you can choose to let the tiger live, and you find out later that it actually escapes and kills a man that robbed a grocery store. So it's kind of a catch-22. The problem is it really doesn't affect the outcome of the game at all. The only thing that'll affect is your relationship with Rios, and that only affects what trophy you get at the end of the game, whether you get a broken relationship trophy or a perfect best friend trophy. That about covers it with that aspect of it. The other cool thing that you can do is you can take hostage anybody in the game simply by pressing down the L2 button after you sneak up on them. When you take a hostage, you basically grab them around the throat, and you can use them as a body bag. And if you catch the right person, such as a sergeant leading a group, say surrounding a couple of civilians that are about to be executed, you can actually have those people surrender and have your partner go in there and tie them up as you tie up the sergeant there too. So that's kind of a nice added bonus. Now this game, it's only 7 chapters long, but it feels a lot longer than the first game was. The first game I felt like I was in and I was out just as quick as I was in. In this particular game, it's 7 chapters long. It'll take you a good 5 or 6 hours to go through it, which isn't the lengthiest game in the world, but compared to the first one, that's pretty impressive. Now, if you do plan to play cooperative, make sure that you're playing locally. As I said, it is incredibly hard to play this game by yourself or online, as the lag is incredibly bad. I'm not sure what kind of information it thinks it has to send back and forth, but we have a dedicated 7 meg download and 1 meg upload, and everybody that we played with had serious lag. The only way we were able to avoid that was to do either the split screen option or do the LAN party, and the LAN party works perfect. So does the split screen, which is missing in a lot of games. It's a very welcome addition. Graphically speaking, this game is not up to par with current generation titles of the same class. It looks very arcade, like what you would see on the old Naomi boards for Dreamcast. The environments are pretty, but they're very pixelated. The characters are very well laid out, but you will notice some pop-in with them as well. You'll notice some very bland textures when it first loads a level. or a new section of the game, and then you'll notice their textures will pop in afterwards. Voice acting is about the same as the first game. If you played that at all, or better yet, if you haven't played it, get back there and give it a try and get used to it, and then come back to this game. Controls are going to be exactly the same as the first game are. Customization options are all there just as the first game. It's not quite as in-depth as the first title was. It is a solid service, but you know, everything is slightly simplified. There's about 30 weapons and several different attachments for each weapon you can mix and match. There's also the option to add extra ammo slots, extra grenade slots, but I gotta tell you, I have never ran out of ammo in this game. I mean, given you're going to run out with a sniper since you only get, you know, 10 to 15 rounds to begin with, but with my primary weapon, I've never even come close to running out of ammo, and I've played through the game 2 or 3 times already. As for the rest of the game, you know, it controls terrific. Aiming process is very good. I did find a little bit of bad collision detection. You'll notice right up here, I'll go to sniper character here. And when I bring it up, I aim right at him, I can shoot him. I shoot him about 2 times and nothing happens. So basically, you know, the 3rd time it finally kills him, but he was shot twice before, so I don't understand that. But you know, whatever floats their boat. You know, it's not the perfect game, it's not the most beautiful game, but it's definitely fun to play. We're going to give this game a 7 out of 10. And we hope you enjoy this review. Thanks for listening.